What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of La Liga Career Mode. This is episode number 30. We're starting today's episode off on the back of our 1-1 draw against Barcelona in our first home game of the season with the draw for the Europa League group stage, where with Granada being asked to reach the final this year, we have got, in our first year playing European football, in the save. Wait for it. There it is, Group H. And we've got the winners. Yeah, we've got the winners of last year's Europa League. Eintracht Frankfurt, the Germans, Strasbourg, and also Applewell FC as well. As you see, Arizo here has agreed to join Nice on loan. So you look at that group there. Yeah, I feel we can get through that. I do definitely know that about it. You know, you're asked to reach the final this year. We're a 4.5-star team. We're a young team. We've got ambitions of being in the Champions League next year. Yeah, I think we can get through that. Frankfurt will, of course, be our toughest opponents. And, you know, Strasbourg and Applewell, they're not bad teams at all. Strasbourg in this game normally do quite well. And Applewell have spent time playing in the Champions League too. But I definitely think us and Frankfurt probably see ourselves as the two strongest teams in the group. With no disrespect to Strasbourg or Applewell, I think with the quality we've both got at our disposals, I would say it's going to be us and Frankfurt battling for the top spot this year. So, yeah, definitely I think we can get through that group there. I wouldn't say it'll be easy per se. I can't see us winning 6 games out of 6. Absolutely not. But I do think we should be targeting, at the very least, runner-up and into the preliminary round. Still, following that, you would have seen Uzuni had his release clause met by Wolfsburg there. And if you remember last season, the Albanian had to play the entire year as a starter in this team because Darwin went down early in September with an ACL and missed pretty much the entire campaign. So Uzuni became our starting winger on the right side last year. And if you remember, it was the second best assist maker in, I believe, the whole of La Liga. Certainly was in the team behind a certain Antonio Villar, but I'm going to keep him here. Whilst we have just signed Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao to start on the right-hand side, and Uzuni has now become a 4th choice winger in this team, I like him. You know, last season, he was thrown in at the deep end with little warning and preparation due to the Darwin injury. He did better than I could have hoped for. So, yeah, I'm keeping Uzuni here, man. I said to Wolfsburg, appreciate you meeting a release clause, but he's not going to you. He's staying right here. Game of contract extension, and Uzuni remains as our 4th choice winger. Still, first game of today's episode here. Sevilla away in Seville. Big game against Julian Lopetegu's side, who last season had a disappointing mid-table finish. Well, what a start to the game. Yeah, 11 minutes in, it is first goal in a Granada shirt. I've signed him as the replacement for Ruben Rashina. I think it should have been kept out. It's so strange, but every time we face Sevilla away, this is the 3rd straight game now, there's been a goalkeeping error. Once again, this is the ground where goalkeepers just lose all their ability, like when the monsters take them out of the NBA players in Space Jam. Should have been saved really, but hey, we'll take it. Unai Venfador, signed from Lyon, £32.5 million deal, most expensive signing in the series so far. That's his first goal as a Granada player, and I'm expecting a few more as our Ruben Rashina replacement. Unfortunately, the lead did not last long. Yes, Sevilla back on level terms straight afterwards. Once again, I think really probably should have been saved. Maximiano beating his near post. It was an accurate strike, but not the most powerful. Even so, Sevilla found their leveler, and 26 minutes in, what a run from Nico Williams. That's what we can expect on the right-hand side here with our new man in for Athletic Bilbao. The youngster going on the run. We know this guy's absolutely rapid. Unfortunately, just didn't have the finishing touch. Puts it on target. Great save. Keeps it 1-1, and then 31 minutes in. Well, this was interesting indeed. Suarez hits the post. And oh my god, 7 yards from goal. That's one of those rare moments, you won't see many of them during the season. How did I miss the target from there? 7 yards. Yes, it's the weaker left foot, but missed the target. Somehow put it wide. Sevilla survived 2 golden chances in the space of a few seconds, and then, well, it's how it goes in football sometimes, isn't it? You miss a golden chance on one end, and then at the other, you're punished for it. Joan Jordan makes it 2-1. Sevilla in front for the first time in the game. It's 2-1. We rued a missed chance, and in 2 minutes before the break, Jude Bellingham down the right-hand side turns David Garcia, backheels into him. And then, oh man, this was just such a frustrating passage of play. Surrender possession. Rafa Mir picks the ball up. And it's just one of those moments where you don't really get the luck. Yeah, interception from David Garcia twice in the same passage of play, but couldn't get the ball clear with either one of them. Interception made, but it drops right back, and a simple finish at the near post makes it 3-1. It's such an unfortunate goal to concede, but one of those things. I always talk about it, luck will balance itself out, so couldn't be mad about that one. 3 minutes to go, down by 2, looking for the late heroics and the late rally. We saw VR sent down the left-hand side. They're trying to get around Diego Carlos, does just that, rolls it across, and Suarez does make up for his earlier miss, smacking it past Bunu, and Kurt Zouma trying to make the block, but unfortunately, as Jojo would say, a little too late. Yep, 3-2 the final score. We get the late goal, but couldn't find another one. Ran out of time. Final score in Sevilla. Sevilla 3, Granada 2. And there it is, first loss of the season, and it comes away from home. A brace for Rafa Mir, one for Jones Jordan. When you look at the stats here, I was left wondering how on earth I didn't claim at least a point in this game. Hit the woodwork, missed a sitter with Luis Suarez. I guess in the end, the simple answer as to why we didn't get a point is that I just missed my chances. Simple as that. And what's that old saying? If you don't take your chances, you will get punished, especially on this difficulty. Final score 3-2, and a loss, our first one of the season. Still following that, we saw Porto wanted to take Pablo Rodriguez on loan. We turned this down. We just, of course, loaned out Arizo and Moyano as well, so we need a third choice striker just in case Suarez and Attacker need a breather. So Pablo Rodriguez, he's up to 74 overall now. I'm going to keep him as our third choice striker this year. Our 2.6 mil remaining on transfer deadline day. I did decide to make a new signing. As we know, Pepe Reina, the vet, has now decided to retire. That means that Czech Sar has become our second goalkeeper in this team, our backup, if you will, to Luis Maximiano. He's not the highest rated. I don't know what his potential is, but I know this guy should grow a little bit higher, I'd say, because he's been a regular starter for Mallorca. They were relegated last season, bottom of the table, and I thought, why not snap up their goalkeeper? For 2.1 mil, just under the valuation, I think this could prove to be a really solid deal. Luis Maximiano will always be our number one. You know, he's now into the 80s. He's still in his early 20s. He's an amazing shot stopper. He will be my starting goalkeeper from start to finish in this FIFA career mode, but I do want a backup goalkeeper, and what really drew me to this guy was the kicking stat. He's 23 years old, 69 rated, but he's got 82 kicking. 82 kicking already. Look at the imbalance in his stats there. What's this guy playing in goal, man? He should be a centre mid. He'd be a good little deep line playmaker, I think. But yeah, no doubt about it. I like the look of this guy a lot. He's a couple ratings higher than Sarr right now, but he is the same rating. So Leo Roman comes in. And I think, again, at 23 years old, he probably won't get that much better, but he might get into the mid-70s, and that would do me just fine as a backup goalkeeper. We had very little money remaining. I couldn't buy someone with more class or European experience, if you will, so a good youngster with a brilliant kicking stat, which is really important to us as we do pass out from the back. That, to me, is a signing to be proud of, I think. Now, under the valuation, he improves the backup goalkeeper role. Yeah, I'm happy with that one right there. So, as deadline day would end, you can see we spent 78 million on our 4 new signings of the window and raised just under 18 mil for the sales we had. But I think when you look at all 4 deals we bought in, they all represented really good value for money. Pablo Maffio, not much over the valuation, and at 79 rated, he's a much bigger step up on Bunal, who we sold to Espanyol, and Ricard as our backup right back for Sugawara. You think about Leo Roman coming in on deadline day, he's going to be our new backup goalkeeper this year, higher rated than Sarr, and he's got that amazing kicking stat, which you know I absolutely love. And then you think about our 2 starters in this team, Nico Williams for 23 mil, that's an absolute bargain. 4 mil under the valuation, and of course he's only 21 years old, 78 rated, and he'll be our long-term successor for Darwin. And Unai Venfador, who's already just scored his first goal of the season, 10 years younger than Ruben Rashida, the replacement, and he's also a couple ratings higher as well. Yeah, I am buzzing with this window. Yes, we spent big. Yes, we spent all of the money the board gave to us, but I don't think we could have played that better. I really don't. We kept our stars here. We kept the core here. We improved the first 11. We got the long-term successors for the older senior players in this team, in Reina and Rashina and Darwin, for example. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with that window, and I love how this team is currently looking. It's mostly Spanish. It's got a great core to it. It's really, really young, and it's really balanced as well. We're a 4.5-star team, but it's a really balanced team. Both of the wingers, VR and Williams, are sub 80 overall, but in the first 11, they're the only two players that are under 80 overall. And you know, come the end of the season, there's no doubt about it, they'll be 80 overall plus. We've really improved this team, and that was my main concern in the window. How are we going to replace Ruben Rashina, the captain? How are we going to replace Darwin? You know, we've done that with two brilliant players, and I'm really happy with how this window has gone. The question is now, can we deliver on the pitch what is expected of us? Reach the final of the Europa League and finishing in the Champions League spot. Tough objectives. Let's see if that money we spend ends up paying off. So for the second and final game of today's episode, first one of September, you see our fixtures there. We are starting off our Europa League group campaign, by the way, with Eintracht Frankfurt. That's going to be a tough one. But Bilbao were our second opponents at home this season and our first game of September. And heading into the game, man, defending in FIFA 22, it's just too difficult. It isn't right. Ball over the top here in Domingo Duarte. Oh, come on, what is that? I'm just trying to nod the ball back to Maximiano with the ball bouncing on the turf, and he just slips over. It's turned in, and Bilbao are in front. And I was thinking, this is one of those moments where you just think, you know what? Doesn't matter how good my defenders are. They're just never going to be that good, you know. So Bilbao in front, but wouldn't you just know it? 3 minutes after the restart, waiting for his first goal in a Granada shirt. He's got it. It's the young, speedy winger, Nico Williams, against his former team, Bilbao. He wasn't a starter in the Basque region. I told him if he signs for us, he will be. And he's just scored his first goal for Granada. 1-1, we're back on level terms, but the equaliser was short-lived. Damsgaard fires in the goal to put Bilbao back in front right after Nico Williams fired in our leveller. He makes it 2-1. Bilbao get themselves in front once again and restore their lead. And 65 minutes in, still down by a goal. Couldn't afford back-to-back losses to start the season off here in our first home defeat of the campaign. Needed to find a leveller once again. VR down left-hand side, gets around Max Aarons, rolls it across. Suarez a shot blocked, and sometimes you just need a bit of luck. And like I said, and I always say, luck will balance itself out. Didn't get much in the last game against Sevilla, but luck will always balance itself out. Unai, former Bilbao man himself, moved on to Lyon. Now he's back in La Liga, fires in our second goal, and wouldn't you just know it, it's the former Bilbao boys that give us the 2 goals as our 2 new signers combine for the 2 equalisers. Granada 2, Bilbao 2. But in stoppage time, basically as the clock tipped over to 90 minutes, oh, what a goal. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat to the AI and say, do you know what? Nothing I could have done about that. Milik, the Polish striker, he must have some Basque in him somewhere. Smacks one in from range, and Bilbao win it at the death. And when you talk about finding the gap, oh god, that is perfect. Between 2 red and white shirts, and then past Maximiano just inside the post for his 5th of the year already. To start the season off, he's the top scorer in La Liga, and that game winner, his 5th of the year, sees Bilbao get the 3 points. I battled back twice, but it wasn't enough. Bilbao get the win, 3 goals to 2, and for Granada, what a tough start to the season. We've been asked to finish in the top 4 this year and qualify for the Champions League. Well, start the campaign off, 1 win in 4, no wins in our last 3, and back-to-back defeats as well. Yep, very tough objectives laid down by the board. It was what I was going to target anyway in the league, but this is a tough Spanish La Liga, and that's been a tough start for Granada as well. 1 win in 4. If we want to finish in the top 4, we've got to do a lot better than that. But that will end today's episode of La Liga Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you hadn't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for next episode very soon, featuring the first ever European game of Granada against the holders, Eintracht Frankfurt, very soon.